Hello SGD, Sacred Geometry Decoded, and I'll be adding this video to two playlists. The one on the long foot and harmony between various supposedly unconnected sets of ancient measures, and also to the list on 33 because especially as a measurement and how it will apply to the ancient through to the modern world. So the long foot will talk 1.056 feet, or the Persian foot, and there was some interesting recent. Grey weathers 108 to 105 feet. Getting exact measures, whether it's Stonehenge, these other stone circles, lots of problems in regards to that. However, Alexander Thom, John Hill, and others have surveyed these sites and found that there seems to be a basic set of measurements, also a geometry which converges, brings these places together. So how big is Stonehenge? Well, between 105 to 108 feet, depending on when the survey was done, who was doing it, and how they conducted the survey. Did they measure from the base of the stone, or did they include sections such as that? So that's one of the big problems with stone circles. However, this does not apply to all ancient sites. So the use of a standard measure, whether it was from Scotland down to southwest and southeast England, well, it wouldn't be that they follow the same patterns of archaeoastronomy, for instance, wouldn't be at all unusual. Actually be surprising that there isn't some sort of sacred measure, sacred number connected to these peoples. And so the issue of Stonehenge, exactly how big is it? The Folkestone drums was a recent find that links will be in the link to the Longfoot playlist, and there I've got some other links where you can go a little bit further. But the Folkestone drums is another piece of evidence in regards to not just surveying the sites themselves, but also as a prototype, as a tape measure, as a basis from where measuring ropes, measuring cords can be standardized. But also the evidence for it's not just in the structure, which can be argued, various movements, reconstructions, that type of stuff, but the lintels themselves are pointing towards this and backing this up. So is for instance, grey weathers showing 105.6 feet. That's, again, little over 3 inches on either side. So do you measure from the outside, from the inside? They're slightly elliptical, so do you do the longest or the shortest, or do you get the average? But however, there is more to it. So 33 over 32 as well, that's it, because 33 times 32 is 1056, the same set of digits. This would half of that is 528, is in 5,280 feet per mile. 32 rods, 528 feet. A measuring rod is 33 feet divided by 2. 33 pounds, 528 ounces, 32nd triangular number, and these other aspects. So also in that Longfoot, I talked about the Salamis stone again, where you have these ancient units of measure, including the allegedly modern English foot, or that scale, in places such as the Parthenon, where we have nice, clean, lovely whole numbers. And if you look at the other breakdown unit, you get 144, etc. Just lovely stuff going on in there. And then we had the charts over. We have a standard international, or the English, shouldn't have called it SI anyway. The English foot 105.6. So what if Petrie's survey is the most accurate one? That would make it 105.6 feet, or 100 long feet, or 10 lintels in diameter. That now, between the Doric, the Ionic, and the Samian, these ancient Greek units, or at least the Greeks were using them, I would say they probably inherited them based on older structures, the harmonies between the measurement systems, and also the beautiful numbers contained therein: 3, 4, 5, 6, 288, 144, 396. It's just all there. So 100 long feet. Where are we? 100 long feet is 105.6 feet. Also 33 Doric yards, or in the Ionic, 330 hands, 330, 33, the long foot harmonizing between including the Babylonian and the so the Indus or the Mohenjo-Daro foot, Harappa, is the same as the Royal Babylonian, is the same as the Saxon foot. But now, so 33 and the long foot, and the harmony between ancient measure systems. Well, so in Harappa or Mohenjo-Daro, because of the way the streets are built, the Mohenjo-Daro foot is pretty rock solid in that term. So one Mohenjo-Daro or Harappan, basically the Indus, 13.2 inches or 1.1 feet. Therefore, 33 feet being their standard would be 30 of their feet or units. Not exactly sure what it's called. Now, it's also worth noting that their foot is broken down into 10 units, not into 12. The long scale, how did they break down those units? Not really sure, at least in the ancient sense. The Persian ones, it's still 12 inches per foot, that type of stuff. But in regards to the Stonehenge or these other ancient sites, can't be sure, so just declaring that. However, in other places, a 12-inch 3 feet being a yard, etc., is pretty much a standard still to this day. Now, I think it's almost exactly a mile from Stonehenge was Blue Stonehenge, as it was called, and based on the available measures, again, when these stone circles, it's always going to be a problem, but at 33 feet in diameter. West Kennet Long Barrow, not so far away, 100 meters or 330 feet long. However, again, can't be sure on that. I would suspect it's actually 328 because then it's 4. Yes, so the width times 4 is the length. But that also depends, is the quoted width of it exactly 82 feet? Well, that's hard to tell because it's earthworks. How do you get you can't measure erosion, all these type of factors come in. But when you look at the entirety of them, and that we have similar units going on. So for instance, Seahenge, and not found a few years ago now, but Seahenge 2 or Home 2 were found on the southeast coast of England. Now what they found was that Seahenge 1 or Home 1 and then Home 2, well, they found that there was like a marker, an upturned log, and like an upside down tree, which is very interesting. You also got this, or essentially, and you've got a double trunk, and there in Seahenge 1 we have 2. But what was interesting is that they seem to be, and there are probably more to these that will be found, that form a circle around this central point, which is 100 meters and 100 meters and 100 meters. So 330 feet is 100.584 meters. So again, 330 feet. So West Kennet Long Barrow is pretty much the distance that separates these. Just another example of seemingly standard units at very important numbers. Now in Egypt as well, so we have, again, you need exact measures. So again, putting an asterisk over these because it's impossible to be. You want to be super accurate. But for instance, there's a terrace around Cathedral pyramid of 10 meters or 33 feet. Cathedral is built on a 33 feet higher on a the base of it is higher. There's like a plateau. It's 10 meters or 33 feet. The wall of the Crow, which leads off from the Great Pyramids there, quoted as 10 feet, so 33, 10.5 meters is 33 feet. Knowing the exact height of it, because where's exactly the base, what's happened to the top, so again, hard to tell. The enclosing walls at Saqqara Pyramid are quoted again as 33 feet, because of, again, these factors. You want to be to within a millimeter or very, very close to quote it exactly. However, can't be sure with that one. And Abu Simbel, the smaller statues are 33 feet and the taller statues are 66 feet. Which brings us back to 105.6 feet is a probable at least one of the diameters of Stonehenge, being a harmony between Doric, Ionic, Samian, Long, Indus, Babylonian and Saxon at beautiful numbers as well. So now this is the spreadsheet of 33. So okay, also worth noting, so Indus was broken down into units of 10. The Royal Babylonian scale, there were 30 fingers and 180 grains per unit, unlike the system, the British, let's call it the British system. But even then, they come lovely together. So 33 feet on, again, fingers being the harmony point rather than inches or feet where all these units come together. Well, at 33 feet, we miss out on Samian, but there's something going on with Samian and in regards to 29.53 and again, ancient sites, the moon, the synodic month, but what we have is 528 English fingers, 495 Doric, digits, or digitus is another word for finger, 550 Ionic, 500 Long or Persian, 600 Babylonian Royal, or 480 Saxon. Now all these subdivisions, with the exception of fingers and Longfoot, is known, but on the basis of this, so the Persians were using very similar, if not exactly the same, divisions of feet, inches, etc. as the Greeks, and there we see those going on there. So from the ancient world through to the modern world, 33. So for instance, House of a Temple, headquarters 33rd degree masonry, Scottish Rite, 33 columns, 33 feet each. Scottish Rite Cathedral in Indianapolis, Tyler's Room, a cube of 33 feet each side. The ballroom, 99 by 99 feet to the outside, or 33 by 33 yards, with a dance area of 66 by 66 feet. The stage in there is 33 feet deep. The arena, 33 foot square again. So the connections between 33 and 528 is also worth bringing back up, because Lincoln Memorial in Washington, which is again, every memorial, major public building in Washington is done along these same harmonic, beautiful numbers. So there are there are the Doric columns, 44 feet high, that's 528 inches, so 33 feet is 528 fingers, 44 feet, 528 inches. Now there are 36 of those columns times 44, so 528 yards is the total of these measures. Now let me pause a moment. Okay, so 330 or 33 feet is going to be either 5,280 or 528. Again, the same system, the numbers, beautiful connections between ancient architecture and to the modern era as well. So again, 33 pounds, 528 ounces, 32 rods, 528 feet, that 32 to 33 thing. 33 times 32 is 1056, just like the Longfoot, 1 mile, 5,280 feet, and 32nd triangular number. But what's going on here? Well, I mentioned just in a recent episode, so I didn't include that. Each arch is 1650 feet, so both arches together on the Sydney Harbour Bridge is 3,300 feet. It's 440 feet high in total, which is 5,280 inches. Now that could be, oh well, just 444 feet, 440. Well, okay, but and here's the thing: the amount of steel is 52,800 tons of steel. Mohenjo quadrilateral, 33 feet by 121 feet. Chartres Cathedral, 121 feet nave. That's also in Bourges Cathedral, pardon the pronunciation. St. Paul's Cathedral, 528 steps to the top. The nave, 121 feet, which brings us back to 121 feet being 330 Saxon hands. So the Mohenjo quadrilateral, 330 Saxon hands long. It all fits together. from the ancient to the modern, especially through the esoteric world and the stone masons. Have a good one.